All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Locker Room Sports Talk with Matt and Todd here. We are glad that you come to hang out with us for a beautiful Sunday evening we got here. Dean, what's going on?
How you doing, man? It's been a little hot this weekend. We had a game yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
And I got to be honest with you, Matt, I got too hot.
Yes, it's you better hydrate up through the day.
Well, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So
you got to keep up with it.
I was hurting.
Yeah, you don't want to get out there and get cramped.
No.
He's got a cramp. Who the player? No, the coach. Dean's down.
Fans passing out. You don't think about that. People don't think about that. It's always players. The fans, too.
Well, who was that story about down there? Was it Clark?
Yeah.
Clark and O'Brien clamped up on the table and drank a bunch of Red Bulls, and there's a story.
Oh, yeah. Like nearly died.
Yeah,
huh? Had to go in
drank a bunch of Red Bulls one of them hot games, and Coach Clark had to check on the coach. He's laid up on the train. Is that a player? No, it's the coach.
It's the coach. Yeah. Yeah. Bad deal.
Guys, welcome into Locker Room Sports Talk today. We're going to talk about some DB rooms at Alabama and Auburn. I got a list that I put on the page, and we'll throw them up and I spend 2 minutes apiece on them. Let y'all look at them, talk about it. All-American list is out. I think they
preseason.
Yeah,
I'm anxious to see that.
Yeah, I think they missed a lot of people. Running backs that are going to be out for the season, we'll go through a few lists of them. There's a few here we could talk about. Also, the 2026 Georgia winds up getting a quarterback, Jared Curtis. He's from Nashville Christian School, number 8 in the nation. Last year, the only game they lost was to Prince Avenue, where Vandegrift, Kentucky's quarterback is from.
Right, Prince Avenue, down in Savannah, I think.
Yeah. And I'm going to talk about some scrimmages through the week. Alabama has media on down there to be able to see the scrimmage games, and I'll give you a few names of reporting, players, and also Auburn scrimmage and kind of what they got going on in scrimmage. Also, we'll talk about that too. And Dean's going to break down the Ducks, and a lot of people. Some people's got them winning it, man.
I don't, but I do think you'll see from the evidence and their schedule, they should have a great year.
Yeah.
I think they'll be in this playoff for sure.
You can go to Go Ducks on YouTube and type it in, and they have just a TV crew, recording group that's followed them around this summer.
Yeah.
Coaching clinics, player meetings, practice, and I've watched about 3 shows, and they're about 40 minutes apiece, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's good. It's kind of good inside. Coach Lanning sitting down with his coaches and just coach talk. It's good. I mean, if you just like football, we're football connoisseurs. We're, fans of a couple of teams, and we root for one team during the Iron Bowl for sure. But we like football, and that's what we do. We like to bring you football coverage from teams from all over. And also, we're going to talk about high school stuff. We had some scrimmage this week, and I'll tell you about an adventure that I had with the famous Coach Bunn Friday night at Rockmart.
Not a good night for football.
And Dean's going to break down what he got to see over there Friday besides the monsoon.
For 40 minutes.
We'll talk about all that too. And scrimmages from some teams that played around here in the county. There's a few scores from the state, other counties I was kind of surprised at.
Some of them were blowouts.
Oxford beat Oak Mountain like 28-2.
I saw where Fort Payne beat somebody 51-6.
Collinsville beat Appalachian by about 30-something, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, which we knew Collinsville was going. Appalachian's supposed to be pretty good.
They are supposed to be good.
And, of course, we knew Collinsville with they beat Valley Head. Valley Head was undefeated. Me and Matt went to the game 10 years ago.
This was his night there. And
Collinsville's best receiver and quarterback, they're still there.
Yeah. Still there, yeah.
Yeah, and, of course, we know they've got a good running back.
Yeah.
Quintavious, I think Quintavious Rogers.
Yeah, and that whole class of his grandson, that whole class there, they've been playing baseball together since they was like 8 years old.
Well, they might not even be juniors. Are they even juniors?
No, I think
sophomores.
Maybe. I think they're juniors this year. Y'all tell me.
Okay.
Some Collinsville people.
That's Mason McAteer, Gavin Lang.
Yes.
They're sophomores or juniors. They're still young.
Samuel's cousin, Mark Lena's.
Yeah. Oh, Killian. Brent's boy.
Yes. I feel terrible. I've known that little boy since he was little.
But he starts for
He's
him.
a catcher. Yeah, man, they're good. They've just played so much together, man. They have played so much together. I nearly said his name. It's gonna come to me, and I'm sorry.
I know Mark said, I gotta go watch my nephew.
Yeah, I catch my other at baseball a lot. And if you don't have nothing to do during the baseball season, you're looking for a game to go to. Ernie, I should say, I apologize, Coach Willingham is a walking meme.
Really? Funny.
He's hilarious. He just cracks me. He's old school. I enjoy it. Some people may think it's kind of harsh. It's hilarious. It's just good.
Yeah.
He's been like Coach B at 5. The things, how they coach the kids, it's great. And there's just not a lot of those kind of coaches out there anymore. And I appreciate them.
Right.
They're old school coaches.
Yeah. He's been at it a while.
It's some old stuff like Bullen would do. Like, what? Yeah. Is it broke? Are you bleeding? No. What are you doing up here? Get on the field. What are you doing? And, Bullen gets that neck rub, God,
yeah.
Dean, what are you doing?
Paul Ellis that coached at Fort Payne, that coached up at Chattooga, he's kind of like that. I heard him in a middle school game one time. Kid said, I'm tired. He goes, this is the last drive. I don't care if you're tired or not.
Just finish the game.
Yeah. He went back in.
There's some appreciation. I appreciate that old school stuff. And you guys that are being coached hard, you will too one day.
He don't. A lot of those guys we're talking about I don't know what the term for it is. No, I wouldn't call them mean, but there's not a lot of
petting.
Petting.
There's no petting. No, there's no petting.
If you're the best, you're not going to come out on the last drive if you're a defensive star. No, get back on the what?
What is it? Broke or are you bleeding? No, but what is he doing? Myrick, why is he over there? The Peanut Gallery, let's give a shout out here to JB from Real Town. We definitely appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out with us. What's up? Yes, did y'all see 3340 there? One of the guys there picked him to play for play 3A. Who did he say is playing?
2A, yeah.
I mean 2A.
Tuscaloosa Academy.
Yeah, that's maybe a good pick, I guess.
I mean, JB would know more than us.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. With him losing that back, he gained 2,200 yards. I mean,
I think they have a good shot at it.
Still be good.
All right, let's throw this up here on the old interweb here, and we'll roll through this, and this is All-American list preseason. Yeah. This is about as useful as our top 25, and we'll look at it too.
I'm interested in it.
Carson Beck, of course, he's probably going to be number one.
I don't agree.
I don't either. Not even he may be top 7 or 8 for me. Ollie Gordon, I can see that he's a Heisman favorite already early out of the bush. Travion Henderson, he's great.
But only thing, I don't really agree with that because he's going to end up splitting carries with Judkins.
He will now, and that's what it says. Ole Miss star Keyshawn Junkins, who is transferring in to give the Buckeyes, should be the best 1-2 punch in the entire country. It is.
Usually 1-2 punches don't end up with one of them being an All-American.
Right. Yeah, so he's going to have to split time. Luther Burton, we all love Luther. He's I've seen interviews with him. Nice guy. I hope he has a great career. With 42-yard pass here, the Missouri quarterback Brady Cook throwing up some dabs there with his boy. And I look for them to continue that with ranked 3rd in the nation. This past season was 725 yards after catch. Dean 5'10", 208 pounds burden, was 2nd in the SEC, 86 receptions, and has the whole package.
He's definitely All-American, don't you think?
Absolutely. And the McMillan kid, receiver at Arizona, he had a good year, 6'5", 210 pounds, 308.3 yards per game. Mm. So, and their quarterback is that.
What? No, what is his name?
That's weird. I'm sure
it's a Hawaiian type, Samoan type.
Yeah, it's
Fujimata? No.
I don't. It's something like that.
Yeah.
We'll butcher it anyway. Either way we try it. Tied in at Michigan, the Loveland kid, 14.4 yards a catch, all Big Ten honors last year. We ain't going to go through all. There's about 100 of these on the list, but we'll hit the top 10 or 15 or 12 here. LSU guy, Will Campbell. We'll hit the SEC guys mostly.
Definitely take Ratledge.
Yes, Ratledge, offensive guard for Georgia, has made 26 starts at the right guard over the past 2 seasons and was 2nd team AP All-American 20. And, of course, Browsford, he's a big addition to this line.
That's the center that came from Washington.
Yes, from Booker and Proctor and all these guys. Bama is said to be, not by me, probably arguably the best offensive line in the SEC and one of the top 5 in the nation. Oregon being one of those others, and you'll get into that in a minute. He was from a group who won the Joe Moore Award as the top offensive line in the nation. He started 2 games at right guard and 13 at center, and will be addition to the middle of the Crimson Tide's offensive line. The guard, big kid from Ohio State, 6'4", 320 pounds.
Can't really argue with that.
Big Ten selection last year. No, he said he still has more to do. The Banks kid from Texas, all-purpose kid from Boise State.
I have no idea.
I don't know about him. Now, this kid right here.
Well, we went over him. He's a stud.
He is a football player. Let me just see if it gives any of his.
James Pierce, Tennessee. He's supposed to be.
Pierce tied the SEC for sacks, led for 10 last season with Dallas Turner, of course, at Bama. And then Watson returns for his junior season as a top NFL draft prospect in the league. 6'5", 242 pounds. Pierce is a terrific burst off the edge and is a nightmare for any tackle to block.
Let's say he's kind of like a Chase Young, Jadeveon Clowney type. I don't know these guys.
This guy right here, man, he is.
Oh, he's a stud.
Perkins, man, he's a football player. Some of these guys, Perkins ranked 16th, racked up 16 sacks last year. He has speed and agility is amazing. He's from down there, man. They just grow those kind of guys. Alabama, another one up here on the list. Their linebacker, I think he's going to have a good year. And even there's a guy that's backing him up, Keon Kelly, and Alexander's some other like wolf linebacker spots that Womack likes to play these positions at 4-2-5. Those are also some guys. Look for Alabama to be good up front on defense. Their linebacker core is going to be very solid. Kind of young in the D-back, but they got some guys.
We've always liked Lawson. But, okay, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. You think of Lawson as an All-American? I think of Lawson as a very good player.
If he goes in and smokes up on like at a Tennessee game, you know what I'm saying? And just like has a great game against LSU and just gives Nico trouble at Tennessee and just, if he gets after Carson Beck some, I like
their other one. I like that Jahad Campbell.
I know. Yeah, he's good too. Yeah. He may be on here. There's a guy from Clemson. Of course, Travis Hunter. You cannot have a list without him on. This guy's just a freak athlete, generational player.
At Will Johnson, he's good.
Second team guy, Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame. Of course, Caleb Downs.
Alabama's. He don't play for.
Yeah, he's a sure tackle. Has great instinct and covers like a cornerback.
We're still bitter about that. Starks.
Yeah, I just don't make sense. You're starting. Why do you leave?
Downs and Starks were the best safeties in the SEC, and Starks leaves now. Downs leaves now. Starks is. Which Starks is always.
He is good.
Yeah,
he is a football player too. He'll definitely be on the final list because Georgia. They're going to be about like Bama. They're going to drop a game or probably 2. Georgia may dump 3.
Which, not getting into that, we don't really get into players a lot, but I don't agree with Beck being the first team All-American quarterback, and I don't agree with Henderson.
No,
just because of the split.
Henderson's got a split, and I'm not a huge bet. We'll have to see more from Beck. I just need to see more. And I'll mention this too. They landed a big recruit. Tennessee did a big offensive tackle to help protect Nico Amalava for next year. And they had a flip from the Hammond kid. He's a defensive guy, flip from Bama today. Flip from Bama. He's a 4-star kid, ranked 156 in the nation. But Bama has already got a guy in that position that was ranked 50th in the nation. So maybe he felt like, the room's getting, as the season, this stuff starts happening, it gets closer to season, kids feel like the room's getting tight.
Right.
Am I going to get to play? Well, here, this guy's ranked 50th in the nation.
Yeah.
Am I going to have a shot to play this game?
And I don't mean no disrespect to Beck, but I don't know of many All-Americans first team that have came out of Georgia or Alabama for that matter.
Yeah.
Of course, obviously.
Find that kid's name here.
Bryce Young was All-American, and to say that Beck's going to be it, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the country. First team All-American is your best quarterback in the country.
Yeah.
And if he is, we're in trouble. So Georgia will be back in that championship again.
Where is that? I just put it up here. I hate when this happens. I got something. I know where it's at, and it's just not there.
But I can say one thing without a doubt. Beck has been a lot better than people made out when he first came out last year.
He is Darrell Johnson, played at Dodge County over in Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay, he's ranked 50th in the nation. And he's a defensive guy, linebacker, 6'1", 200 pounds. The Hammond kid may have felt like the room's just too small. I need to go somewhere I'm sure to play. And that may not be it. He just may not feel like he meshes there. So Bama linebacker Hammond moves over to Tennessee.
Hey, and we're going to see a lot of that now. We're going to see a lot of it.
Well, none of these kids, I'll tell you right now, none of these kids are – none of these kids sign. I don't care what kind of class you got right now.
It don't mean nothing.
What does it mean?
You might lose half of them.
Have you put any pen to paper at all?
No.
Not
Did
at all.
you see the SEC short this week?
Which one?
The comical one where the same guy plays all the.
It's the one where they're talking about the new conference.
Yeah, and Georgia comes in last. They lock Texas and Oklahoma out of the building. And Bama's like, and then they're looking at the board and they're going, "Who are you?" And then another coaches know Saban's gone. And he's like, "Well, Saban's not the coach anymore." And they're like, "What?
He's not here. Where's he at? What have y'all done with him?"
He's back.
Let's see here. I love when stuff just don't load. You got it up here, you got it ready to go, and just don't load. Okay. We'll pull this up here on the old screen, and it's just not being friendly today. That's okay. I'm going to figure it out. Here we go. All right. Auburn defensive backs. These are some guys to keep an eye on. Pretty much starters will be.
We saw Cat play.
Yeah.
Aniston.
And Smith, too. Sylvester played out here. I got video of him playing it.
Where did he play? High school.
At Munford.
Oh, yes. I remember him.
He
was like their do-it-all, wasn't he?
He was quarterback. He could, bro, he was so
he
hard
was good,
to come.
But, Center didn't have a lot of trouble with them as a team.
No. He was hard to tackle. He's just that kind of athlete. Mm-hmm. He's one of them Dodge raindrops out there. Yeah. So, Auburn starters here. Now, this is a check, so I'll give you the checks for the kids here. Check mark for Kanan Lee, 4-star guy. Also, check mark for Jerry Thompson. Bug's what they call him. So, watching for Bug.
Lee and Thompson.
Yeah, and then Sylvester Smith, check mark for him.
He's going to start?
He's on the practice squad. They got him on first team.
Wow.
Keontae Scott, of course, hamstring injury. Champ Anthony, see him over on the list on the bottom right over there. He's a 3-star kid. Mm-hmm. And also Antonio Cott, new boy. Check mark for him. Antonio, 4-star kid. Thompson down there. He's the other starter now, like Louder, J.C. Hart, Terrence Love, Jay Crawford, Robinson, Caleb Wooden, and of course Scott's out. Those are other players there at Auburn. But Auburn fans, that's as of scrimmage that I have been reported to me. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys.
Who was the 5th one? Did you say Cat? Looks like he's going to be a nickelback or something.
Yeah, Lee, Smith, Thompson, Champ Anthony, and Antonio.
That's 2 guys that Cherokee County played against and beat. Yeah.
So that's a look at Auburn fans. Y'all can get a look there at this. Now, that was as of their other scrimmage. Now, they don't have cameras on. They don't allow – Coach Freeze he don't allow that there.
Oh, I understand that because he's getting back. He's trying to –
He just don't want all the hubbub.
He don't want all that hubbub.
And this is Alabama's defensive back room now. As of their scrimmage, and I'll talk about Alabama and Auburn scrimmages, and then we'll talk about scrimmages around here.
Okay.
And then we'll get to some other stuff. Alabama D-backs, Dean.
Of course, we know who the supposed best one is.
Right now, of course, Domain Jackson, Mater D. Mm-hmm. The kid from San Jose, the Jones kid, 3-star guy. And then another kid from Mater D, another 5-star. Zabian Brown is playing with a wrist cast or something on, like a brace on his hand. Zay Mincy has been fired up. He is from Daytona Beach area, 5-star kid. He has had a great past 2 scrimmages. The Hurley, the kid played it. He's from Florence, Alabama.
I got a Hurley in there. I got Hurley.
Very good. And Macumba from Clay Central that we know, another 5-star kid. He has Coach DeBoer said he has been on top of the receivers. He's really making it hard for him to catch the ball.
Clay Chalk, freshman.
Super freak athlete.
Yeah.
Keon Sabb, we know he's going to start. He played. We've seen him at the game. He's
going to be a starter.
Yeah. Okay. He's a 4-star kid, transferred from Michigan. And King Mack is a guy we talked about last summer from St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah.
For another 4-star kid. Hadn't heard a lot about him.
Is he going to be a starter?
I don't think so.
Not set in stone. I thought he would. But Sabb is.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's crazy is these 4-star guys from St. Thomas Aquinas can't get on the field at Bama.
I thought he would start.
That just tells you how good this D-back room. Now they're young, but there's no absence for talent. Okay, of course Malachi Moore, played at Trussville. He's
definitely going to start.
Played at Hewitt Trussville, 4-star kid, and the Hubbard kid, he's from Ocean Springs, another 4-star guy. Devontae Smith played at Ammonite, Louisiana, 4-star kid.
Is he?
He's
going to start it.
I hadn't seen a lot about him at these practices. Mostly, it's been Brown and Mincy, and of course Malachi Moore. Jackson has had a fantastic scrimmages. Deshaun Jones, he's a 3-star guy. He's been working some in practice too. So Macumba, Sabb, Malachi Moore, Jackson Jones are probably.
You think Jackson and Brown are going to play a lot?
Yeah, Zay Mincy, the kid from Daytona, the 5-star kid. He's had a really good practice.
But the two definites are Malachi Moore and Sabb, right?
Yes, absolutely. And of course Jackson and Zay Mincy.
You got 5 stars there. I'm fixing to say what grade are they in?
Well, both of those guys are talked about a lot. That probably most of the talk I've heard this week is about these two, Mincy and Macumba. That's a lot of talk about Malachi. He don't really have to get talk. He's out there. He's
been playing a while.
He's your leader. Yeah. He's the one probably going to be calling the shots.
Oh, Devontae Smith coming back playing DB after he won the Heisman.
Yes.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'd shoot, man. I'd take him.
He'd probably be a good DB.
He'd probably do anything. Those type of guys they're just athletes, man. They're just super athletes.
It seems, and I may have gotten that mixed up. There may be an interesting take on them having another Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
But you have not heard much about him or King Mack.
Him and Red Morgan also is on the list. I didn't put him on that other list. I think I don't know if he was on that one I just showed. Red is that first scrimmage was there's people talking about Red. He put a lot of pressure on one of the kids that went to was it one of the guys that went to Auburn? One of the guys that went to Auburn.
They just like not knowing.
It may have been Kite. I think it was Kite. I think Red at some stuff. I think they felt the room had just got a little tight, and Antonio just I think he decided to go to Auburn. I understand.
It looks like a tough room.
Oh, God,
it looks like an escape room.
You got guys that I know. I mean, you got guys from St. Thomas Aquinas, King Mack, and I remember covering him. You remember me talking about him?
Yeah, when you transferred from Penn State, right?
He's good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, his high school career is good. Wow, what an addition. And also, while we're talking about this.
It looks like those 5 stars are going to get the time, though, right?
Yeah, mostly. They may come in and out because they're still young. They got to learn the plays.
Yeah.
Ole Miss did get them a running back. They got the kid from Chattanooga. Mm-hmm. He's got a weird name.
Dominic Thomas is playing there too, right?
He's at Ole Miss. Yeah. And so the number 1 tailback in Mississippi, I think he's like number 20 in the nation, tailback, Ackland Deer from Mississippi, is waiting to commit to Alabama. And a lot of people feel this is from On 3. Those guys do this more than me. They're out there on the streets. They feel like that he was waiting for him to see where he was going to go because Auburn had been looking at him too. So he went ahead and committed to Ole Miss. So now AK Deer, most people feel like he knows now he's for sure going to Bama. So that'll give Bama another 5-star running back for this class, which will be in behind their other tailback. Now the other Henderson kid, remember they've moved him out to receiver at practice.
He talking about Emmanuel?
He's killing it.
Really?
Coach DeBoer said he's just been
excellent.
Very
fast,
surprised.
Obviously.
He's very fast. You can put him in the slot. You can bring him in motion and pitch him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And Kendrick Law is just
he's
smoking people.
He's stepping up.
He's making a lot of trouble.
Is he going to be the go-to, you think?
That's right now at scrimmage. That's kind of the way it's been. Looking. That's kind of Auburn and Bama's defensive backs. It's kind of some scrimmage talk.
I
about what they got going on.
I saw somebody talking the other day. Prentice, Law, the kid from Washington, Bernard.
Yeah.
The main three.
Yes.
Main three.
Yes. Number 2 scrimmage for Alabama. Caleb Odom has made some. He's very tall. He's going to be a presence. They kind of list him like a tight end, but they're playing him a lot at downfield receiver stuff.
You think he may be that tight end?
He's tall and he can catch the ball. He may be like an O.J. Howard kind of guy. He can throw in the ball down the field.
Alabama's tight end's back. The Dupree.
Yeah,
he's back.
Him and so these guys are.
Yeah, Latu's gone, of course.
You're going to have. It's going to be trouble for some teams.
Yeah.
Coach DeBoer said they had a hard hitting practice. He said the defensive line has some real run stoppers. Mm-hmm. Their front 3 has played really good this week.
Good.
He said the D-backs are staying on top of the wide receivers. I mentioned Ryan Williams, Hollywood, 17 years old, and he's not even 18 yet. He is contributing, and he's making one-handed catches and dives. And let me make sure I said this right. Him and Kendrick Law will probably be your punt and kick return guys, Alabama fans. That's just what happened in scrimmages because they're the fastest guys on the team.
I was anxious to see who, I don't know, there for Kool-Aid was the best punt returner in the country one year, and the next year he wasn't even the punt returner. He struggled.
Well, he dropped a lot of punts. Had trouble.
Which is a tough spot. Punt return is tough.
It's very tough.
I wouldn't want to do it.
But him and Kool-Aid and who's the other guy that went to the NFL?
They've had so many.
The two in the backfield, the D-backs.
No, wait, don't tell me. Terry and Arnold?
Yes. Yeah. Real sweet guy.
Yeah.
Sweet kid. Him and Miss Terry they were close. And Macumba, like I said earlier, doing very well.
Which that was pretty much.
He ran Wildcat quarterback. Dane, did you watch that game with me? Yeah, you was here. Guys, we watched this guy. Go just look up state championship.
I watched the state championship. You were talking about the Thompson one, right? I watched the state championship.
Macumba, single-handedly beat Thompson. Sorry, guys. I know Seaborn's a great quarterback, and yes, he gets his flowers, but Macumba played Wildcat quarterback. He did not play defense. Mm-hmm. A lot of those games, they just run Wildcat with this guy, and they beat Thompson.
Yeah.
And they couldn't nobody catch him. He just tired around the end. He's gone.
Like 36, 33, something like that.
Yeah, and they couldn't nobody do nothing with him. Auburn scrimmage from Coach Freeze and Coach Nix. Defensive ends have been playing fast and furious at Auburn. They're happy with some of that. Lewis Coleman and Jackson and Simeons are all players to be on the watch for. Offensive line from Coach Freeze says is not solid. He has some concerns with offensive line. He said they're not solid yet. Lewis, Wade, center is going to be Lou, and then right, and then right tackles Miller, and then Lambert Smith. Auburn fans has turned his ankle or something. Practice, don't freak out, but I think he'll probably be fine. But Lambert Smith, one of your receivers that transferred from
probably out west, wasn't it?
No, he come from Penn State. Thanks for Penn State. So that's Alabama and Auburn news for you.
And I did, but you might find this interesting. Somebody might. Ohio State's third receiver last year is now Penn State's number 1. That's how good Ohio State is.
Oh, well, gosh. I mean, you got Mbakwe and that Richard Young. He's like number 1 receiver in the nation.
Well, see, last year you had Harrison, Igbuka, and him. This Fleming, his name's Julian Fleming.
Fleming, yes.
And he's Penn State's guy. But, I think he's their guy. He was the third guy at Ohio State.
Well, Mbakwe, he's a different type of football player.
Oh, yeah, he is. Harrison was too.
Yeah, oh, sure.
Which we'll see a lot from Harrison this year.
Sure. So
in the pros.
That's Alabama Auburn scrimmage, and we'll do some more running back stuff. I got a few notes about that. And we're just really going to talk about Oregon. That's the big spot. But for now, let's talk about what we accomplished this weekend. Not a lot.
No.
And some of the teams, some of their scores or whatever you got for local stuff.
Okay.
You was at Galesville. Stopped by see Coach
Stopped
Knapp.
by there for a little bit.
They played Gaston. And from Fort Payne, Alabama, sort of, to other side of Rockmart was just a absolute thunderstorm lightning strikes.
Except in Galesville. I sat there for the whole time I was there. There was just like a huge cloud over the field. And it never did anything. Then the monsoon came. I left, and they played for 15 or 20 minutes after I left. But Gaston got the ball first, drove down and scored. Had to work for it. Made it 7-0. Then Galesville got the ball back. And, Coach Knapp's pretty good at getting first downs and takes his time, and they ran it down to about 2 minutes and scored. Alex Beatty scored. He carried it most of the time.
How'd he do overall?
He did well. Yeah.
I knew he'd be fine over there.
And so you had Beatty carrying it, Hunter Allman, Jackson Tail, and
Hunter's the quarterback, right?
He's a quarterback. Carson Ray.
He's back. Yeah.
They completed some passes, but now Beatty looked to me like he's getting 5 and 6 yards a hit.
Okay.
And
they play Gaston, by the way.
And They had the ball back. And, they drove 70 on them one time.
So Gaston's improved.
Gaston has improved. Gaston looked good.
They got a new coach from
West End.
West End coach went over there to Gaston.
But 7-6, they didn't even get the half in.
It's kind of that way for most all the games.
Most of the game. No, Galesville had drove down to about the 20 and they fumbled. But my gosh, it's like the perfect storm. Imagine playing football in the perfect storm.
Yes.
They didn't postpone like some schools.
Yeah. Real quick, Rockmart, Cedartown, huge rivalry. It's not really been such a rivalry as of late. Cedartown's kind of owned it for the past several years now. Cedartown come out with the ball there and moved the ball well. Rockmart had the ball first. Of course, they punted. Cedartown moves the ball down a few plays, 3 or 4 plays, and their quarterback throws about a 40, 50 yards, kind of just between the hashes. Rockmart kids all over him. 2 guys are on him, and he just drops it perfectly right in the on the run, dropped it.
Yeah.
He takes off. He catches it from about the 20 or 15 and runs in, scores 7-0. Rockmart gets the ball, and as Rockmart's going, kind of moving the ball down the field some, their tailback had at Rockmart
pretty stout.
Yeah, his change of direction is very good. Their linemen are they look like linemen from Ramsey or Viger.
Yeah.
Or, what I mean, like Catholic, some 5A school around here. And they're 3A? They AAA? Rockmart, Cedartown? Or are they quad A?
Rockmart's double.
Oh, God.
But they've got 1,200 kids. Maybe more, maybe 1,400.
And for people that don't know, most of you watching do know, but it's a huge, like, Chattooga has about the same amount of kids in the school that Center does. Center there are 4A here, and
Chattooga's got more than them, actually.
They're 1A in Georgia. 1A, so 1A, 4A is about kid-wise.
Right.
So
Rockmart would be a 6 or 7A.
Oh, absolutely.
6 at worst.
So they, got down there, and it's about 2 minutes left, and we kept seeing. I was with Coach Welch, Dennis, calling Coach Bunn. He grew up here in Center. Most people know Coach Dennis. Everybody loves him. Coach at Cedar Bluff was Steve when they started the program at Cedar Bluff. And we noticed a cloud back over to our left, kind of coming from the northwest corner of Georgia up there, and it just got worse and worse. And then they have these little plastic barricades they put up kind of because their fence is outside the track. Like Cherokee County's is inside. Yeah. Theirs is outside there at Rockmart. And nice country. I've never been to Rockmart Stadium.
I don't think it's been a long time.
The scoreboard, nice scoreboard up there. And behind the scoreboard, it's like these little kind of rolling hills in the mountain. There's cows back there in the field behind the scoreboard. Nice country setting, nice place. Their campus, they're building a huge new.
It is a nice campus.
Middle school, huge, big place on campus there with them.
Yeah.
And they're building some kind of new department, athletic. They got all kind of money over there. Mm-hmm. But the wind just starts blowing crazy. It's blowing dirt and dust everywhere, and the storm just gets bad. Long story short, we sat there in the stands thinking they might come back and play. Maybe they lightning delayed it. So after that, we're soggy.
30 minutes.
We're sitting there. We're about the only idiot sitting in the stand. People's got umbrellas, and we're sitting there like this with T-shirts and shorts.
Yeah, soaking wet like we were at 5 that night.
Soaking.
We looked like we'd taken a shower.
Soaking wet.
Yeah.
You couldn't have got any wetter.
Really?
Soaking wet. So we go to the car, and Bun had an extra sweater, so I changed my shirt out, and we headed back towards it. And it poured, and we heard again on the phone. I looked on the way home. They lightning delayed that game 3 times, and then they called it. So they finished last night. Cedartown won like 24-6, I think. And they delayed that one too.
Really?
It got delayed because it come another storm.
See, I don't understand that. Trying got delayed.
Play it at 12. Play it at 1 or 2.
But Chattooga did not. They got delayed, but they got to finish.
Yeah. I talked to Burge.
Trine, and then they won.
Chattooga won.
Trine won.
Beat Lafayette. And they said something about some kind of joke about they don't spell it with an L because you got to take the L with you. So they said we beat Affalette. But then you take the L and add it and make it look. You know what I'm saying? The kids are being funny. I just seen something from Chattooga. Kids are just kind of being funny. It's pretty good joke. It's just rivalry stuff. First time Chattooga started the season 1-0 for.
Yeah. I don't know, but they won good. I know Cook had a good game, which is Jermaine and Candy's son. Jermaine Harris.
5 had 3 for a loss, 2 sacks, and blocked the field goal.
Who did they play? Oh, I thought you were talking about the 5.
No, 5.
Caden,
yes, at Chattooga. Had a pretty good showing. He moved down there, I guess, to move in with his mom and play at Chattooga, left Cedar Bluff, and maybe he'll have a great career.
Did hear he blocked 2 field goals.
Blocked 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or 2 extra points or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, it had to be field goals because Lafayette didn't score. She blocked 2 field goals, like Terrence Cody.
He's a big kid. Now, as for around here, Cherokee County, 14-0.
14-0. I have, right?
Yes, and here's kind of just notes from the game or whatever. Things the coaches, they got some things they like to work on, of course. Mm-hmm. I mean, you always got stuff you need to work on. But the biggest takeaways from the game were the kids were gang tackling. Mm-hmm. And that was a good showing for them as what some of the coaches wanted to see. Of course, I mean, at these scrimmages, I mean, you can't, and they didn't even play a whole game.
No, you can't. I mean, scrimmages are good.
Yes.
Jamborees are good, but you can't really say we lost. We won.
Yeah. It's something it's film against another team.
It's actually just a glorified practice.
Yeah. So defensively, Cherokee County was excited about some things. They see some things they can work on, but they were excited about seeing the guys working together and gang tackling and the speed of the game. Coach Kelly was pleased with how fast and physical they played, which is always good coming into the Piedmont coming over here Friday to play. Right. But like I said, they only really played like one quarter and a few minutes, and then some of the other guys get to play.
14-0.
Yeah.
Now the second half was younger kids.
Well, I think I don't even know if they really got to finish the game.
Oh, because
they kind of the weather. They said, heck with it.
So it's pretty much done around here.
Yes.
I can't believe Gillsville got to play nearly as much as they did. I told some fans, he's like, get out and come in here. I'm like, guys, this is not missing. It's like, oh, this is going to blow over. It was completely dark.
Well, I know. We kind of thought it was going to go around, too.
Well, it looked like it. It took it forever. But when it did.
No, man. The wind blowed hard. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Talking about Gillsville, Coach Knapp. In order to be successful, they like to have a little more depth.
Right.
Like that's the best. That's just the quorums of being a small 1A school in Alabama. Right. It just is. Coach Knapp felt like it was a great learning experience for their team, and he loved their attitude and their effort.
I thought they played well.
So
I think if it had been a full game, I think they could have won it.
And
I think it would have been a very good game.
Cedar Bluff went and played Fayetteville. We went down there a couple of times. They just played Fayetteville. Said they run the clock, just kind of ran pretty fast. And most of their first team played first for a while, and then some of their younger guys got to come in. And it was 13-0. and some of the younger guys come in and played and give up a score or two.
Ended up 13-13.
Wind up tying up the game. Coach Crane felt like it went great. Everybody come out healthy. It's always a good thing. Don't have no injuries. Right. And he said he got to play a lot of guys, and he could feel like the evolution of seeing the game mature for some of his younger guys was great, and having competition. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I don't think of jamborees. I'm not a fan of them because we didn't do them back in the day. Yeah. We always did the spring, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a.
Well, I
just hate to see kids get hurt.
Oh God, it's terrible. So it's good to see somebody on film. It's a way. It's a tool to be able to get on to a player and say, "I told you during the summer you've been doing this wrong. Now do you understand?" And the player can go, I see now, Coach. I understand what you've been saying."
Now,
this against somebody else.
Somebody can refute me on this, but I pretty much think I'm right. This didn't start till about 98.
Yeah,
99.
Yeah.
It wasn't going on in the early 90s. Nobody played no preseason game.
No.
You had a spring game, which was a full, big-time game.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Spring Garden, Coach Ragsdale and Bunch, he felt like that it went good. They got through injury-free in your 1A football or even 2A. Being injury-free is great. He got to play a lot of young guys and got some reps, and that's what they're looking for as Spring Garden Coach Ragsdale and Bunch prepare. 26-20 was the final there. They played Ramburn. So that was kind of the final thing for them.
Was that over at Spring Garden? Or
No.
They traveled. See, Cedar Bluff traveled too.
They went to Ramburn, and Cedar Bluff was over at Fayetteville. I thought it was kind of weird that Fayetteville and Ramburn, because they're like 30 minutes apart, maybe, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like from here to, I don't think it's as far as from here to Gadsden.
I don't know. No,
so like they just put it all to, because they're both an hour drive from here, south, you know.
I don't know where Fayetteville. Bullen texted me one day and asked me if I was going to Fayetteville. I'm like, no. Nothing personal, but no.
Yes.
I'm not going to get home at 6 o'clock and then drive to Fayetteville.
And lastly, for county stuff, Sandrock tied 0-0 with Sachs. Felt like they put up a pretty good with them. They moved the ball well, and that they feel like they really seen things that they could make mistakes at in the game that they can fix. Same thing with everybody's going to have the same. And coaches are things we can work on. This is what these things are for. And then they went on and played Ohatchee, and they lost that one 27-7.
But you said Ohatchee, absolutely.
They got a guy. Right? They got a couple of guys. Very, very athletic. So there's things they're looking to do over there. He said they're number 7. He said he's a good playmaker, and this was a good test from Coach Heath to say, you know, it's a good test mentally to prepare our guys to start the season. Like you can go out and hit somebody that's not you, and take from that. And it's not the physicality. He said, I thought we were very physical. We attacked at the point of the ball. It's just some, you know, mental stuff, thinking like how this play works and how these blocks work. And now remember, he had a super young crew, and he's bringing about everybody back, including Alec, and everybody knows.
I don't know that they lost. He might have had 18 starters.
And everybody knows this is not a secret that Aaron's, you know Aaron very well, actually.
Yes.
Alec, his younger son, Ace's younger brother, he's tweaked his knee a little. So, of course, he didn't play.
But he's not out.
No. They're looking to probably get him cleared, I'm sure, to play. They need him to play Thursday night, guys. Now, the date did change.
It kicks off. That's
Thursday.
The first game.
Yes, Thursday night at Spring Garden, the Wildcats from Sandrock, the Fighting Heaths will show up over there.
Now, let me get this
straight. The Fighting Jackaway. Well,
Jackaway.
That's fine, too, Coach Jackaway. Shout out to Coach Jackaway.
Nobody.
But the Fighting
Heaths.
Well, I was going to say
Bates.
McMullen. What am I?
Parks. Ragsdale.
No, at Sandrock, they had
McMeekin.
Yes.
He helped.
I was trying to think Danny Mack.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get Danny Mack because I knew we got to get Danny Mack too. Yes.
It's Luke. Oh, that's
man,
right.
yes, Luke is there. And what a
coach. He coaches something. I don't know if it's quarterback.
Sure, it is quarterback.
I would think.
And let me brag on Luke. Luke, if you're watching, he won't brag on himself. this guy's remember. I told Alec, people don't know how good Luke was.
Oh, yeah, Luke was
Let
good.
me tell you, Luke, if you're from our age and you know that class of 98, 99, 2000 era of Sandrock.
They're pretty good.
Absolutely, they were good. And Luke was a huge part of that.
Yeah, huge.
And he's throwing the ball, working with the guys that practice to give the defense a look. He still got it. He's dropping some dimes at it.
Well, 3 years there. I mean, they lost to
Luke can still throw the
football and Laverne. And
they're great teams.
I mean, come on.
Those teams beat one of those beat five. Didn't Laverne beat five that year?
You couldn't play. Laverne beat that might have been Gordo. I don't know one of them. But that was ridiculously good teams, and that's who put Sandrock out. Lineville 2 of the years. 1 year it was close. And then Sandrock made the state championship with Luke, and they run up on Laverne. It didn't go well, but hey, we're Cedar Bluff fans. We've been to the state championship twice. It didn't go well. You just run up on a different.
The South is just different
breed. And sometimes, there's nothing you can do about it.
They're guys, they got some huge guys, man. God, South.
But that's how good Sandrock was when Luke was there. Clay County, I think 1 year when Luke was there, when his brother was quarterback, Lineville put him out.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got beaten in the state championship by Laverne, who's loaded.
Yeah, they're always good.
Then Luke got put out by Clay County.
Which didn't Clay put Cedar Bluff out?
Oh, yeah.
I think
one year there, Cedar Bluff played them good.
Yeah.
2002. And then Lineville put them out.
That was like Steve's third, fourth year. That's when they started getting rolling at Cedar Bluff by the end.
So they didn't get upset in the playoffs by some rinky dink.
No. But I just wanted to shout out to Luke McMeekin. Yeah. It was coming over there to visit. It's good to see McMeekins at Sandrock. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because they're such a stellar part of that community. They just mean a lot. And it really matters to him that the team, it's just not like, I'm not saying a guy that moves in can't be a great coach or care about the kids. Because Coach, he's not from over there, and he does love the kids. But it's great. There's just towns like Sandrock and Cedar Bluff and stuff. It's just kind of a little different than other places. You're a small atmosphere. Mm-hmm. It's good to have guys that are played there that are, you know what I mean? They're just part of Luke's part of that culture.
I may be crazy. I'm thinking that McMeekin started there for 7 or 8 years.
They did.
Now, I'm sure somebody thought, my gosh, who is this McMeekin guy?
He's got some good boys.
No, I'm talking about the quarterback.
Yeah. My God, man. He's starting 6th grade.
But it was 3 different ones.
Yes.
I think they might have held that spot at least 7.
Yeah.
Somebody can correct me if it was more.
That's a good guess.
Jeremiah for 2 or 3, Luke for 3 for sure.
He was All-State twice.
And then Andrew.
At
least started 1.
Yeah, Andrew's the younger one, right?
He's the youngest.
See, I don't remember seeing him much because I was already that was like 2001 or something. I wasn't paying attention to high school football. I was fixing to get married.
Well, Luke was the most celebrated media-wise.
Yes.
I mean, they even called him Cool Hand Luke.
Cool Hand Luke.
Too many people get that.
So it's good for them to be. I'm glad he's over there.
Yeah.
Love Danny Mack. Good people. And we'll finish off.
Them boys.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll finish with this with local stuff. Talk to Coach Hammond, Valley Head, and he thinks that they got some things they're going to work on. This was good for them. Went down there at Coosa, played them, felt like they competed in a lot of areas, and that the kids played hard and they were physical. And he's looking, they're going
to play Coosa.
Yeah, this will be. It was a good learning experience for them.
It's kind of just a controlled scrimmage,
like 10 plays, and then you play 10 plays, and
it wasn't a running clock. Offense.
I don't think so.
So they said Lauderdale was there too.
Okay.
And they're good.
Yeah.
They've got a good program. So that's like
and I heard from a sideline person there from Cedar Bluff. But he's talking about the clock, and clock ran, and just how they kind of played that. But said that they handled the ball well and threw the ball pretty well.
I'm anxious to see him because I'll be honest with you. I don't know.
Hunter threw the ball.
Is Hunter Stallions going to be their quarterback?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I know who their running back is.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's not the only running back.
Well, Cooper, Bradley, I mean, he's got moved over and got all his paperwork done, got all his I's dotted and T's crossed. And and he could even run some Wildcat So that's kind of rundown around stuff around the area for high school stuff.
pretty interesting.
Yeah. So football's here, guys and gals. This is where you want to be. If you're interested in this kind of stuff and content that we cover, subscribe to the channel, man. I mean, hit the thumbs up, like the channel. It takes 1 second just to take your phone right now and just go right here on YouTube. Just smash the thumbs up button. Or if you're on Facebook, just smash like. It helps the channel grow, and it shows Facebook that this is good content. If you like it, and if you don't, tell us, what you don't like about it too. That's fine too. I can take criticism.
Oh yeah.
But like, share it on your page, and comment down here, and let's get it hit the comments, Dean, before we.
The only thing that's ever got me fired up is y'all don't know crap.
How do you know that?
I don't know. I don't like that.
Benton Burge, FYN,
Burge.
Northwest Georgia Scoreboard Show. Find him on Google. His alligator loafers, you can never hold him down. The Chattooga game was called within a few minutes left in the third. Cook rushed for 203 and caught 1 ball for 46, had 2 total touchdowns. 6'10", Yo Joel Daddy says they will present Girls State Championships ring at halftime at Spring Garden. Heck yeah, man.
Which ones?
They win it and everything.
Which ones? 8?
I seen some Instagram pictures stuff. Ace this summer playing some basketball at some camps, and
I keep forgetting she's got another year.
She's good.
She got 2 more. She got 1 more.
There were some short little reel clips they put up, and her.
They'll be a tough team to beat this year. They still got the Jarrett girl.
I try not to be a homer guy that brags on their local. She's so dang smooth with the ball.
Yeah, she just don't turn it over.
Her to the lane, it's just like Steph Curry. It's just effortless. She just sees what you're going to do before. She's just like Bruce Lee. She knows all the defense, so she already knows what you're going to try to do. And she's just smooth in the lane. Whoop, layup, 2 points.
Yeah, she's probably played in 175 games, and I bet she's probably got less than.
I don't know how you stop her.
She's probably got. Well, I know she's got less than 1,000 turnovers. She probably averages 2, between 2, maybe 2
a season,
a game.
No, I bet she don't average 50 a season. Ain't no way.
50 turnovers.
Yeah, I ain't no way.
She probably averages less than.
I can't think of it. They're in the playoffs. I don't remember turning the ball over.
Remember turning it over?
Not at Jacksonville. Maybe like once.
I'd like to know.
But
36 games where you figure turns it over.
But
70 times.
It'd be like a kickball. Somebody stick their foot out.
Yeah.
She's wherever she's at, and whatever Austin's got going on. I made a picture with her and had lots of game music like Mario. It's game over. I mean, you can just try to contain her. You can't. She's just going to be a tough handle.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because the coach, a ranked Tryon team, come over here and played them, and they're ranked in the state.
Tryon's good.
She stole about 3 in a row inbounds, and the Tryon coach, the black-headed lady, calls timeout. And she's just like looking at the girls like,
"What's going on?
Can you not inbound the ball?" And the girl's like, "I can't. I'm trying to." And she's stealing it. She'll like jump and steal the ball and then lay it up 2 points. Tryon ball, running back and forth under the goal, try to inbound it, stole it, bam, lay up 2 points. It was like 8-0, like that.
Josh Moten.
And she calls timeout. She's like,
this is a true story, and I'm not exaggerating. Played Josh Moten in middle school one time, coaching at Sandrock. Why don't you guess how many steals he had?
10.
13.
Yeah.
I mean, how's that even happen?
They're just people are made that way. No, I'm not.
13?
Yeah.
And a lot of them was just, he bait you know how you work it around the top, point guard comes down, flips it over at that wing, he's gone the other way, layup. Come back down again, you fake it, flip it over, he's gone again, layup. Ridiculous athlete.
Oh yes, let me do this, and then we'll hit the college now. All right, this is the part of the show that you guys love. Thank you for hanging around. Like and subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. We'll be back next week, show 249, and I may do Ohio State next week. Their schedule is so bad, easy. They don't even play like Michigan. They can play like Michigan State. September 28th is their real first game. The 28th of September. Do you hear what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's 6 weeks away, and the football starts this week. So
which we'll go over in a minute. I don't think Oregon's is a barn burner, but it's probably tougher than
their first 4 games are like Akron State, Marshall, John Hampton, Colbert Q University,
Tim Colbert Firm, Colbert Firm,
Dentistry College. It's terrible.
Nichols Animal Clinic.
Yeah, so I may do them next week. How about that?
That's fine.
So this part of the show, we'd like to shout out to our sponsors. Brought to you Cherokee Eye Clinic, Gerald April McKenzie. Find them on Facebook and also at CherokeeEyeClinic.net, 927-4030. Give JR and April a call. We do appreciate their sponsorship for the show. And our sponsor for Game of the Week Thursday night is the all famous, the heroic Jerry Mobley. Concrete Construction. Find them on Facebook. You can call Jerry at 903-343-8581. Free estimates, small jobs. He's got some big jobs he was going to look at the other day. He can do about anything you could think of. Mm-hmm. Any kind of concrete construction. And, of course, last but not least, Warrior Gym and Tanning. Call John at 256-266-4333. Find them on Facebook. Go over and get a yearly membership for the rest of the year. Tell them Big Matt sent you over there, and I'll see you over there. During the weekend sometimes I get over there in the morning. So shout out to all of our sponsors. We so much do appreciate them.
They're good.
Absolutely. Running backs out for the season, college football.
Yeah. I'm interested in this.
Well, Baxter's out.
Yes, I saw that. Texas. So I'm going to have to change my thinking on them. I guess. I don't know.
That's going to be a problem, man.
That's bad.
That's not good. There's no way it could be good.
The only thing, and what we've talked about before, Texas got going for them, I think their schedule's favorable.
Yes, that's very helpful.
Yeah. But it's not just a cakewalk. It's just easier than Georgia's and Alabama, Tennessee's, and Auburn's and Florida's.
Florida,
which everybody's. I think they said 14 NFL schedules were easier than Florida's.
They play 5 top 15 teams.
Yeah. Great job if he goes 7-5, in my opinion.
But the NCAA lets teams like Ohio State get away with playing this. They don't play any out of Power 5 teams. They're none of the other even ranked or.
I don't know if you could, but if you could, I would have liked to have seen somebody stepped in on Florida's schedule. Well, I mean, they're at Florida State and Miami. That's their 2 out of conference games.
Yeah, and Ohio State's is Akron and Marshall.
Yeah.
That's not right. We're trying to even it out by making more games in the playoffs, so even it out.
Yeah.
A&M, poking fun, horns down. They lost Baxter a quarter. Hey, your running back just failed at practice, just tore his ankle. What? Ruben Owens out. SEC All-American Ruben Owens honored, 743 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
Baxter for 2023 had 650 yards, 5 touchdowns. Best game was against Iowa State. He had 117.
Why do people do that? And then it happens to, I've seen it this summer. I've seen that happen to a team this summer, just absolutely torched another team. And, you stay.
That guy's
out next week. You're like, dude, stop. Hey, look, I know God don't interfere in sports, or they say he don't. He ain't a big fan of arrogance, is he?
Well, that's what happened. So now A&M, Owens is out. Owens is out. Baxter's out.
Yeah.
SEC all freshmen.
Done.
But he's not their starting guy.
Owens is.
Yeah. So, it's not going to be a detriment. Like Baxter's
Baxter's their feature.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We talked about him a lot last year. CJ's a good football player.
Yeah, he ended up. I don't know. That's just not that's not good.
I hate seeing kids.
No, I can't stand to see kids.
Just in general, especially when we do these scrimmages.
Even pro.
Like, Alec gets hurt like the Friday before they're going to have a.
And JJ McCarthy's done. Can't even play. We don't know if he's going to be good or not. Oh, yeah. Some candy corn. We grew this.
Candy corn.
Is that hard to get a hold of?
JJ looked good. No, I won't put that on.
Oh, no.
We'll finish them off.
Oh.
JJ had a good game.
Yeah, he's done.
He looked good. Yeah, I watched some highlights of the game.
You know how devastating that would be?
Joe Milton looked good at New England. I see him make some good passes.
Yeah. He's a good player. I think he's got a big league arm.
Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen's going to he's going to have a knock-up year too.
I hope so.
I think they're going to be good.
I felt what do you call it? They went down last year. They didn't do well towards the end of the year. Which I'm not going to sit here and blame it all on Herbs.
No, I think they're going to have a good shot.
That's what they like to do. The media likes to do that to pro football teams. Let's just say.
And the Texans. Look for Texans to be good too.
Yes.
2024 freshman running back top 100. Here's just a few of them. These are some guys: Alabama, Georgia, Florida State, Penn State. No order really. Taylor Tatum from Longview High School at Oklahoma. These are some names. Now, y'all don't know all these names.
Longview.
These are some names that you're not going because we're like Bama's waiting on the AK Deer kid to come in. These are some guys they're locked in with these teams now. These are top running backs in the nation. Top 100. top 100. Jarrett Gibson. He's from IMG. He is locked in at Texas. Nathaniel Frazier from Mater D, locked in on Georgia. Kevin Riley from Tuscaloosa County is locked in at Alabama. Carmen Davis from Daughtry High, he's locked in at Florida State.
Daughtry, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of them.
Quentin Martin from Bell Vernon, he's locked in at Penn State. Michigan has got a guy from Moeller Moeller High School in Ohio. He's going to Michigan. His name's Jordan Marshall. Wisconsin's got a kid from Lady of Good Counsel. His name of the high school.
Who was our counselor in school? Miss Branham?
Yeah. Lady of Good Counsel is the name of this school. And his name is Dylan Jones. Daniel Hill. He is from Meriden High School. He's from Meridian High School. He's locked in Alabama. So Alabama's got two on this list, the top 100. Daniel Hill, he squatted 725 pounds.
700?
725.
725. That candy corn had a kick to it there. Good gosh.
Lufkin High School.
That's in Georgia, isn't it?
Notre Dame, I don't know.
No. I'm thinking about Lumpkin County. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Notre Dame snags a kid from Lumpkin High. Kadren, Kadren Young.
Supposed to be good.
Yes. So Alabama's got Kevin Riley, and Alabama's looking at Daniel Hill. Georgia's got the Frazier kid, Nathaniel Frazier. So there's Georgia, and Bama's got two. Auburn didn't have any of the top 100 running backs. So there's some running back news. You people that love running backs, there you go.
Yeah, well, the running back's kind of gone out of the game a little bit. Not much, though. They're still used, but not like they were in the 80s.
No, quarterbacks are the star of the show now. They are.
The 80s, you remember, they had great running backs.
Yeah.
Or they were just used all the time.
Best running backs ever. I mean, who's probably
I don't know. I'm sure Herschel Walker, Barry Sanders, Bo, Earl Campbell. I like Ron Dane, Tony Dorsett.
I've heard stories of Earl Campbell, my government teacher at Jacksonville State.
Uh-huh.
What's his name? He worked on Bill Clinton's.
Derek Dickerson. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He worked for Bill Clinton's Arkansas governor campaign, my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
He went to school with Earl Campbell in Texas. He said he remembers homecoming vividly, that it was cool that day. He remembers it being cold, and he remembers Earl not wearing a coat to school.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what did he play? He said, well, he was running back and linebacker. He said, I remember going to the game, and they played – he told me the name. It's like Longview High School, some team that's supposed to have been,
Right.
He said, now, I may be remembering it wrong, but that other team didn't make 50 yards. Earl made about
400 tackles.
40 tackles that night. He tackled about every play. Earl Campbell made the tackle. This is Earl Campbell High School story from my teacher at JSU. He said, I think he made about every tackle.
See, they didn't keep defensive stats back then, so
Imagine
we don't know.
that.
See, Bo Jackson played linebacker.
And this was in the 60s. Earl played in high school. Mm-hmm. And Earl Campbell come from him and his brother, his mom. His dad worked at some mill in town, I think. And his mom and his brothers, they all picked cotton around there in town. They lived in a shack with no floor in it. Mm-hmm. This is where he come from.
Yeah.
And, gosh, what a darn – I like Earl Campbell. He's one of my favorite stories.
I read some stuff about Eric Dickerson. Didn't get along with this high school coach, but still managed to rush for 6,000 yards. Led a state championship his senior year, then went to SMU, and then, of course, had a great pro career. Marcus Allen, quarterback in high school, led his team to a state championship or city. They don't do state in California. It's too big.
Why too big?
I mean, what do you have? You don't have 16 classifications.
60,000 classifications.
Hey, we're in 1G.
They got 100 million population, 100 million.
Yeah. And it's just all these guys that except Bo Jackson, I'm serious, y'all, did not have mind-boggling statistics.
No.
Yeah, 1,000 yards. They didn't make the playoffs. Nobody knows his defensive stats. I did read somewhere that he did start at linebacker.
I'm sure he did.
But not any mind. That's what Alabama wanted to play him at, right?
I don't know. I hadn't heard that.
Supposedly, some guy.
I heard that Bear was going to bring him in, but
from Alabama.
Bear said he may have to wait. He needed to see him play more.
He didn't like that.
And he wanted to go play.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and obviously he made a difference.
So Bear messed up one. It's okay. He still won 6 titles.
Well, neither one of them won. They split 2-2. Neither one of them won a championship. So what's it matter in the long run?
I've seen the Bo story again where he run like a 4.140. They had to open the back door so he could run out because he couldn't stop. He was just so big. We're talking about a guy running a 4 flat 40 that weighed over 210 pounds.
Yeah.
215 pounds. That fast?
Is he doing better? His eyesight? Didn't you say his eyesight had gotten real bad or something was wrong with it?
I don't know. I hadn't heard that.
I'd heard some. I don't want to say they're major.
But he just getting older.
Had some health problems.
Yeah. Great athlete. Let's talk about the Oregon Ducks.
Oregon Ducks. I'll get to their schedule. Matt will pull that up in a minute.
Dean, let's get our ducks in a row. Right here this is the part of the show you've been waiting on. Oregon Ducks. We have heard a lot of talk that they may be the ones to win it. I don't know. Dean's going to put a case out here on the table for you. You make your own decision. That's what we do. We just break it down and tell you.
We had them number 2.
Make your own decision.
Oregon Ducks. All right. 12-2 last year. Lost twice to Washington. Ended up in the top, 6, 7, 8. Dylan Gabriel comes over from Oklahoma, and he is considered the best quarterback in the country right now. Am I right on that?
Yes,
he is the top.
Most of the media people, he's like a 90% percentage.
Yeah. Well, of course they lose Bo Nix, but they think Dylan Gabriel is the perfect replacement for Bo Nix.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Nix had a good career there. 4 returning linemen, starters. Line's huge, great. They lost their best running back, Bucky Irving, but they returned Jordan James, 759 yards.
Quality.
And Noah Whittington, who has gained over 1,500 yards in his career. So they're hoping James and Whittington can make up for Irving. They lost their top receiver, Troy Franklin, but they've got Tez Johnson. This was their second receiver. 1,200 yards.
He's good.
And Matt?
That Go Ducks I was telling you about on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I've been watching about them.
Yeah.
That boy's good.
Oh, Tez Johnson.
Very good.
He may be one of the better receivers
in the country. I'm telling y'all, just listen right here. I'm telling you. This guy's good.
Tez, 12 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. The other receiver on the other side will be former Alabama receiver Treshawn Holden.
Oh, yeah.
37 catches, 400 yards. Not quite as good as Johnson, but they're thinking he's going to have a breakout year. Hold up. 37 catches is still good. Tight ends back. He's one of the best in the country. Terrence Ferguson, 42 catches, 6 touchdowns. There's no doubt that their offense is great. But what do you think the main problem is with it, as it is with a lot of West Coast teams? Defense.
Well, playing defense is the thing. Mm-hmm. But I'll say this, and from watching that, again, I keep YouTube, type in Go Ducks. You can watch this little documentary. Here's something that I'll say could be a problem for them since you're talking about offense now.
Right.
Defense is usually a problem. But I'm going to say because Dan Lanning is a Kirby Smart / Nick Saban guy,
they're going to be all right.
They're going to be okay. But here's the thing, offense, just my opinion on watching it. Gabriel is good. I'm about as big a fan of him as I am Quinn Ewers. I think they're good. I don't put them in that elite category like all media does, and that's okay. We all got different opinions. Dean, he's got to learn another offense. Now, he's a fifth-year senior. He's good.
Right.
Smart. This guy's been in plenty of rooms, and he studied under from Riley.
Yeah.
Studied under him. Okay, he's been around.
He is.
But to learn
I just think
a different style of offense, I'm just not. I don't know. I'm just playing very reserved right now.
Well, defensively, they lost some starters, but they had a great defensive offseason transfer portal. Had 2 linemen come in, one from Michigan State, one from Wake Forest. The D-line's going to be pretty good, but they don't put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They want them to get better at that. Jordan Birch leads the D-line. He had 8 tackles for a loss. Linebackers are led by Jeffrey Bossa and Justin Jenkins. All right. They're pretty solid as a whole. They like them. Give up 318 yards a game last year. Yes. Defense did. That's not. I mean, that's.
You don't want nothing over 300.
No. But most of that now, Washington. Most of that was to Washington.
Coach DeBoer put it on them twice.
Secondary is led by Tasheem Johnson. They racked up in the transfer portal in the secondary. 4 transfers. Duke's Brandon Johnson, 128 career tackles. K-State's Kobe Savage, 115 tackles, 6 picks. And 2 other guys. They got 5. They run that 4-2-5 a lot. 4 they're starting 5 in the secondary will be transfers. Can they fit into that system? See, I tend to think they may not mesh. They're good, especially this kid from Duke and K-State, but I don't know,
Well, here's the thing.
They don't play in the Oregon system.
If our kids are smarter now, okay, we think, right?
I seem to think that.
Football-wise.
They have more.
Because they play all these darn camps.
Yes.
So.
They have more access to stuff.
Defensively, it's still a different game. I'm just saying these new guys, can they come in and how quick can they catch up? But it's kind of not a crazy thing for kids to come to new school and just catch right on.
Well, yeah, but you got 5 starters trying to just catch right on.
I think that's the tall. No, we're talking about one like Keon Sabb come from Michigan to Bama.
5, maybe 6. I don't think so, man. I don't see it. I do think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't see this national championship.
You think it's just from the point of because of some of the maybe some confusion because of them coming in and just not knowing the system right now, right away.
Gabriel. I mean, now most of their guys on offense are back. And this Tez Johnson and these running backs are good now. But
let's take a look at their old schedule.
That's one of the reasons I like them to be in the playoffs is because of what we're fixing to see.
All right, game 1 starting August the 31st, Saturday. It's at 6:30 our time. Idaho.
They're done.
Okay. That's one loss. No, I'm just kidding. They'll play Boise State at 9:00 at night at Autism Stadium in Oregon. Their first 3 games are at home. Then they play Oregon State Beavers. The Civil War is going to happen. Game 3.
Any chance? Why so early?
I don't know.
Just because of the new.
Well, I guess because they're.
So there might not be a rivalry week this year like it usually is.
Well, they're going to play Washington again. The last game of the year.
Oh, okay, so that's the big matchup. Right?
But Washington's terrible. They lost all the players and all the coaches.
Dante Moore is Oregon's back.
Yes, right. Yep.
So they're good to go at quarterback.
Well, and did you ever one of the guys at practice I was running into seeing a lot at Oregon, Dickey. Mm-hmm. There's a Dickey kid that was looking good at practice.
I'm anxious to see how Holden does. Probably because he played for Alabama. And I didn't think he was bad at Alabama.
No, he wasn't bad.
I didn't think he was a game breaker.
I guess let's see here.
I think they'll be 3-0. Then they go to UCLA, who, according to what you've read, is not supposed to be very good, are they?
Check. They're off the 21st. Then we'll get into September 28th.
Any chance UCLA upsets?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Then October the 4th, they're going to get in a conference play. They're going to play Michigan State, which is they're in the middle of a building sort of at night at 8:00 on Fox.
Any chance they upset Ohio State?
No, I don't know. My first gut is no, because of the staff is just. We're talking about Chip Kelly. Ryan Day's been there a while. Their quarterback's been around just as long as Gabriel has. And I'm going to go that
I think it'll be a good game.
There's a high possibility that Oregon does win that game because it's at Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
But then they'll rematch and play at maybe a neutral place or whatever. Or,
you think they're going to at least lose once to Ohio State?
Yes.
At least once.
Yeah. All right. So I could see them. We'll say they lose that one.
I'll tell you one here in a minute, and I think you probably know which one it is. I could see them losing.
At Purdue, they're not great.
Hey, Purdue's an upset guy.
But now, if Oregon's number one at the time, if they beat Ohio State and then have Purdue next week, don't listen, guys. Don't laugh.
I didn't hear much. I've not heard much about Purdue this offseason.
Listen, you heard it here first. If Oregon beats Ohio State on October the 12th, on the 18th of October, they go to Purdue every stinking time. Purdue plays a number one team.
That's the last team you want to play, right?
At Purdue.
You're done.
Purdue beats them. There's a statistic out there. It's crazy. It's like
boil up.
Yeah, boil up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an 80% chance that Purdue has beaten the number one team at home. If you just become number one a week or two before, you overlook them and they just
Purdue.
At Michigan,
is that a catch game?
Yeah.
Okay, I think so. It's not the only one either.
That's one of the catch games at Michigan, Maryland, and Wisconsin.
I think that's a catch game.
I don't know if
Wisconsin's got a lot back.
If Finkel's got in this team, they're done. They ain't going.
You don't think there's no way?
Washington and Maryland don't have the highlighted three teams are ones that is going to have a shot. If you're listening on podcast, we're talking about Ohio State, at Michigan, and at Wisconsin. So 2 road games.
Yeah,
I could give them a win versus Ohio State here because it's at home. So I could say But
you think they lose one of those two, don't you?
But they're going to have to play them again.
Yeah. I think I gave them 10.5.
But these games here at Michigan and at Wisconsin, I know people are laughing right now. I get it. And you're so mad. There's no way, Wisconsin, they're not. Well, Coach Finkel's, he's a pretty good coach.
You go over there and look when they play there, too.
It's in November, so it's probably going to be snowing. This is Thanksgiving. So them West Coast boys that are from out in the Midwest, some from California, a lot of Islanders are on that Oregon team. These kids are from Hawaii. They're not used to snow. They wear flip-flops year-round. And you go out there and lace up and you put on that old long sleeve and you go out there on the field and you can't feel your hands.
Yeah.
It's different.
I think Finkel – it's not Finkel, is it? Is it Finkel? Fickle. I'm saying Finkel. Right, Finkel.
Finkel and Einhorn.
I just think they're going to be better. I saw where they got a lot of starters back, and they're expecting a decent year out of them. I just think it's a possible catch game.
Well, and Michigan's not going
to be trash. We tend to, and I'm one of the worst ones about it. I tend to think they're just going to be terrible now. They didn't lose literally everybody.
I'm just saying, I've played them on the game, and if you've played NCAA 25, it has the actual live depth chart of the real players.
Yeah.
They're not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to be bad. Well, and plus they've got a tradition in there. Alabama won 4-6 under Saban, and their next team didn't win it. Well, one of them did. But most of the next teams didn't win it, but they wasn't bad.
No. I
got them at 10.5, man. That means 11-1 to 10-2. I don't think they go 9-3.
No. Michigan may catch them because it's at Michigan. I would probably, if I bet money, I would bet they beat Wisconsin. I think they got too much firepower.
Yeah.
The Wisconsin defense can't stop them.
I would think so.
But Ohio State,
I don't know. It's got it there, and it's going to be a big game because they're both going to be undefeated.
But it's going to be it's at Oregon.
That's going to be the biggest game, and that's going to be your prime time. I'm sure it's going to be at night. Everybody's going to be watching. Nobody's going anywhere.
It's going to be in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to nod towards the home team. I did with Tennessee. I got Tennessee beating Alabama. At Tennessee,
it'd be tough.
It's tough to, it's
if Ohio State's going to lose the game, I think
LSU probably it's night game at LSU, Bama. I'd kind of go with the home team.
We're going to be okay against Washington that last game.
Yeah,
Washington did lose a lot.
They got the new coach from Fish from Arizona.
Yeah,
he's a good coach. Got him a good staff. I think he's got him a quarterback from what I heard the other day that he's confident with. They're going to try to build and win. I think Coach DeBoer, he give an identity to Washington. He give them something. Hey, we
hadn't heard much out of them in a while.
Come in there and recruit in the top 25 in the nation and take them to a national championship game with a 25th, 7th ranked recruiting class. Down, Snots, down.
What in the world?
Get out! Quit eating my cord. He's eating my shoes.
It's a cell phone.
Get out of there.
Heimlich.
10.5 for Oregon. They're going to lose one, maybe two.
I don't see them losing 3.
No.
I'll be honest with you, and how many teams are 130 something? I'd say this schedule, as far as toughness, may not even be in the top 40 or 50.
Michigan, Ohio State, they're still tough opponents, but other than that, Oregon State is going to play them tough because it's a rival game.
Washington probably will.
They'll play them tough too.
But you got Idaho, Boise.
Yeah.
Michigan State, Purdue, and Illinois, not traditionally good. They got Maryland in there too, who's not.
I know they beat Auburn in the bowl game, but they're still not good.
No, Auburn. And Hugh Freeze wasn't very happy about that either.
Well, I hope not. Yeah, I hope not.
So they play some of the teams they play.
Is there any possible way that Oregon goes undefeated?
Yeah, I think it's possible.
If they beat Ohio State, if they beat Ohio State at home.
Yes. But I think they'll lose. I do not think this is going to be a game.
If they may beat Ohio State at home, then they roll in there and dump one of Wisconsin because it's cold. It's November. Then they may have a spring-like day up there and it be 70.
Right.
We know what the Mother Nature holds for us on weather.
Yeah, but you may go to Ohio State, and it may snow out in Oregon when Ohio State comes out.
It may have a big rainstorm.
Yeah, rainstorm, monsoon. You play in a monsoon. Or players, you got players getting hurt.
So that means you got to run the ball. And Ohio State's running game is way better than Oregon's.
Yeah. And Oregon does got a decent running game, but I don't think it matches up with.
Can Oregon's defense in these 5, here's the last part. Can Oregon's transfers, this defensive group, can they learn the game?
That's the big if.
Quick enough to handle Mbakwe and Richard Young and handle Junkins and Henderson in the backfield.
Right.
And how is Dylan Gabriel, who's the best defenses? He'll see Caleb Downs. And the other guy.
Ohio State does have a good defense.
They got another guy beside Caleb Downs that plays beside him out there.
Yeah. I don't know much about their defense.
They're good. And their linebacker, he's the daggum coach said he's like Nick Bosa Jr.
Yeah, you told me that story.
He's just freaking shoulders and neck muscles and looks like A.J. Hawk out there.
Yeah, A.J. Hawk. He was a good
Hall of Famer. So it just don't seem like by looking at their players, Ohio State's locked in. And yes, I know Ohio State's got new players too.
Yeah, they do.
But they're 5-star freaks from Buford, Georgia.
Yeah, now
there's a difference from a 3-star guy that played at some middle of the place down here in Louisiana or Alabama.
Now these 2 safeties that come over, these 2 defensive backs that are they're not Caleb Downs. They're good, but they're not Caleb Downs type.
Yeah, there's a difference, guys. Yeah. So when you're recruiting, we're recruiting the best players in our state. Yeah, but are your players in your state nationally ranked?
Right.
Because if you control the state of Georgia and you recruit all those top 5-star kids, you probably got a good football team. Yeah. Because there's about 20. There are 25 stars in Georgia. There's about 5 in Alabama.
Oh yeah, Georgia's got a lot more.
Because it's just bigger.
There's not a lot of unbelievable.
Let's see what John Gonzalez
here compared to Georgia.
No, it's just not, and we're not being ugly.
No.
They represent the girls' state championship spring at halftime at Spring Garden. Either volleyball, basketball, or both. Not sure. And Chloe will be home. Shout out to Chloe Rule playing at Wallace State with a girls' basketball team. And it's daggum, boy, they're gonna be good.
Who's that?
Wallace State girls basketball. Let's look at our top 25, Dean.
Wait just a second. I got a player saying he needed after practice.
I ain't going to make it. All right, our top 25 goes like this. Comment section, hit us down there below, no peanut gallery, and tell us where we're crazy or where you like and agree. I'll say first, the bottom line here, 21 through 25, is kind of just plug and play. Whoever you think may be a win 8 or 9 games or something, maybe.
Right.
But we feel like our top 10 is fairly solid with everybody else. In the middle 2 rows, 11 through 20, or you could probably move some of those around, and I wouldn't argue with anybody about if you moved Oklahoma State and if you swap them with Michigan, maybe. I don't know.
I'm still okay with my top. I don't know about Texas. We could swap Texas around a little bit now.
Yeah.
I might have to move Georgia.
Swap them.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have to drop them to 6.
We got Ole Miss 6. All right, podcast people, we got Ohio State 1. 2 is Oregon. Then we got Texas, Georgia, Bama finishing out at 5. And then 6 through 10, we got Ole Miss, Penn State, Utah, Utes, Mizzou at 9, Notre Dame at 10. 11 through 15, we got Miami, Oklahoma State, Tennessee in the middle at 13, Michigan at 14, and LSU at 15. Florida State 16, North Carolina State Wolfpack 17, Oklahoma 18, Clemson 19, K-State at 20, and then 21 through 25 we like. And these are all interchangeable, especially the first 3. A&M, Southern Cal, and Arizona. And I had to put Virginia Tech. They're tremendously underrated. I feel like Virginia Tech plays Miami probably for the ACC title this year. I'm just saying. And Kentucky.
I do too. I don't. With 22 starters back.
I don't know. Yeah, and their quarterback's Drone's a freak. And Kentucky, I think they could hang around. I like Vandergriff.
I do too, and I like their running back.
And the kid, it's
Ohio
the
State.
Tatum kid. He come from. His name's Tatrium something.
I can't pronounce it. I say train them, but I don't think that's right.
But he's from Ohio State, and
he got Trenatham.
He got a lot of carries behind Henderson. He is the running back at Kentucky now, guys.
Yes.
So I don't know if people just don't know that and they forgot, but
he was. Well, what people don't know is he was Ohio State's running back for a better part of half the year. 600-700 yards for Ohio State.
Yeah, we're not talking about he just run the ball out at McNeil.
Well, we're up 37-0. Yeah. Chip, go in.
Yeah, he didn't play at Louisiana, La Tech.
No, this was Ohio State's running back.
Is there any? I'm just not high on Notre Dame. I'm just not. I don't see it.
A lot of that's because Leonard's there.
I just don't see it. I don't think they're that great. I can't believe people's got them at 5 or 6. I like Miami at 11.
Yeah.
I think they're a good football team. I think this is probably their year. Oklahoma State, we know quarterback play, offense. Gordon Jr. is probably a Heisman contender for sure. LSU, I am not. Why are people high on them?
Wait just a second. This is this player. Why are people not high on them?
I don't. Why they like LSU so much?
I don't understand.
What's the deal? Their defense was terrible last year. Their defense is not going to be much any better. Nussmeier is good. How well are they going to run the ball? They're definitely LSU always grows a huge lineman up front, but I just don't see them being a top 10 team. Florida State.
I don't agree. I mean, I agree with you. We don't disagree, and I know y'all think.
North Carolina State, Oklahoma, and Clemson kind of in the middle there. Clemson's going to be okay, I guess. I don't know, man.
I heard somebody say last night.
It's not a fan of Klubnik. I'm just not
saying that Georgia. They were just worried about that. I'm like, I just don't think so.
I wasn't worried about Clemson Georgia fans.
No, I mean, no, it ain't gonna be easy. You're not gonna go out there and beat them 35-0.
And I'm just being nice here. We felt like A&M. We had to put them somewhere on the bottom. They're gonna win 8 or 9 games. USC's going. Man, they got a totally different. When I watched Oregon, when I was watching Oregon, so on their Big Ten patches on their jersey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't believe it. They're Big Ten.
I know,
USC, Oregon. They're what? It's just strange for old people like us. So
yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm over it now, but I don't like it.
But when the season starts, I'm still going to be like.
And we do think Colorado's going to be a little better.
No.
6-6 at least.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think that's going to be a plus for them going to the Big 12. We'll see.
Utah and Central Florida.
That may be your best quarterback in the country.
But don't count him out.
Rising.
Yeah, just don't forget. And don't forget, too, that Dante Moore is the backup at Oregon.
Yeah. So they may be okay either way. May.
All right. That's enough show for tonight. We're glad y'all come by and hung out with us. Show 248 is in the books.
Yeah, it wasn't a long show, but we ain't got a lot to talk about yet.
We'll come back next week.
Next week we will.
May do Ohio State, and we'll talk about the Florida State Georgia Tech game.
We got
high school Thursday, Friday night games, and we'll throw up some scores from all around the county.
Yeah.
Cedar Bluff goes to Valley Head.
And of course, we'll lead up to the opening weekend.
Yeah.
Of high school.
Gillsville's got Donahoe.
Gillsville, Donahoe, Sand Rock, Spring Garden, Center, Piedmont, Cedar Bluff.
At Valley Head.
Now, where's Center's at home?
Piedmont. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Center is at home, and Spring Garden is home.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we can still eat down there.
Yeah, it's not that far. It's right down the road.
Yeah.
Talking about the China Doll.
Me and Matt's working which games we go to around.
Where we go eat.
Because
that China Doll is Piedmont. If you're from the area, it's pretty quality Chinese food.
I think it is.
It's pretty good.
Especially if you get there right when.
Y'all meet us over there Thursday night. We'll do free autographs.
Yeah,
about 5:30?
Yeah.
5:40?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we need to be there by 6. We'll get out there by 6:20.
I'm not covering the games. I don't know how much I'm going to do that anymore, which I'm fine with that.
Yeah, you can really watch the game.
I can really watch it. I can watch it before, but
you just kind of not have to remember stuff.
Not have to write everything down.
But we'll still use it for us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So good luck to everybody. Thursday night game. We'll be out there at Spring Garden at Coach Howard Field. Looking forward to that. Meet us at China Doll. We'll see y'all about 6 over there. Free autographs. And Friday night, we'll be here in town. I'll have a pregame show. We can do that Friday before Center Piedmont game. We'll talk about what we see, what we like about the matchup, and good rivalries in the county.
Yes.
And existing county. So we'll see y'all at China Doll Thursday night.
Yeah. Free autographs there. Young buyer dinner.
Yep. Buy dinner time. All right. Y'all have a great week. Keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God. Love y'all. Thank you. Subscribe. Like the channel. Thank you, guys.